Hello everybody. So I'm with Sue today and we're going to be talking about the rise of anti-Asian racism in the US. So, how are you?
Great.
Thank you for coming.
No problem. Thank you for having me here.
Yeah, of course. So, do you want to talk about your background a little bit and where you come from?
So, I mean, I did grow up in like a predominantly like where mostly around Asians, but then I was still like kind of brought up more in like a, let's say, an American culture, so I'm like very like westernized in a way for more than like what an average Asian that lives in their country would be, but then also like share my own like, you know, Asian traits, I guess, I could say. So.
And you also attended a school in China, right?
Like, I attended one like when I was like 5 to 10, and then like all my high school years, so basically like half of my life.
All right, and how was that?
I mean, it was like kind of weird in a way because you're not like entirely Korean, but then you're also not like entirely American or something, but then you're like you're just in between.
Yeah.
You don't really belong in this one, and you're just like having an identity crisis.
Right,
you know?
Right. And was the school a little bit like Americanized in a way?
Very Americanized.
Really?
So basically all teachers were white, but then like all the kids were like, let's say 80% were like Chinese, but then you know like those ABCs where they're like, they're not Chinese, but they're like American born Chinese.
Yeah, exactly.
And then like there'll be like maybe like 5% white or something, and then like 5 the rest, you know, like Koreans, whatever other country that is. So.
Right. So I've seen that you've been like updating people and trying to make people aware on Instagram, especially about this issue that has been very present since the beginning of the pandemic. But so what do you think about the issue and like what it came from?
Like, I feel like it kind of angers me in a way because like I knew these things are I feel like ongoing with pandemic, but then I feel like now people are just finding excuses to do these like actions more. Like I even remember like beginning of the pandemic, let's say like February or like March, like there was this Asian guy in Texas or something that like in Walmart or something that like kind of got his like face, like, you know, what is that?
Yeah, he was like slashed across the face.
Like, it wasn't really talked about, and like, I do understand like Black Lives Matter movement was going on at that time, but I feel like it was like too neglected. It was as if like people kind of like didn't really care about it, and then like it was like not important, and it kind of really angered me in a way. And then like my sister also like said at that time, like, because I was like posting a bunch of stuff about Black Lives Matter, and then she was like kind of angry, like she's like, nobody cares about Asians, why are you posting about like Black Lives Matter? But I was like, I kind of expected like people, I was like, if I post about this right now when things like that happen to Asians, I was like, wouldn't they do the same to like us too? But then they're kind of not, so it's like kind of disappointing to the society.
That's very true.
Yeah, angering.
I think maybe, I don't know, but I think that the Black Lives Matter movement should also unite with the anti-Asian racism.
Like, I feel like it comes from a different way because, you know, like Black Lives Matter is like kind of rooted into the system, and then like Asian people weren't enslaved. What is that word? Enslaved.
We both lost it, but
enslaved. But like, I feel like it's not systematic, but then I feel like it's just a different kind of racism.
Yeah, but I also feel like it also roots from, the anti-Asian racism roots from the Japanese War and like all the like immigrants that came, and I don't know, there was like, some hate.
I feel like, I don't know how the hate started, but I know like, so I don't know about the European point of view or anything, but like, let's say from the Americanized point of view, I feel like they kind of like shaped the Asians as like the better immigrants than, let's say, like the Black people or something, and then like in a way they were kind of like setting like us, like Asian roots, as like kind of like the role model to the others.
Exactly.
Then the white Caucasians would be like, dude, you gotta, you know, like be like them. They're really successful, like stuff. And then they would be like to other races, like, why can't you be like that? And I feel like that kind of rooted through. And then,
I read this like that, I mean, you kind of posted it too, and I also read it on this page.
Mm-hmm.
It says that for far too long, Asian Americans have been told that they are the model minority and they have proximity to whiteness, which is a dangerous excuse to mean that violence against our bodies isn't considered racist. And
Exactly.
that's very shocking.
And it's like even like people say like really like racist things or like these like things like, let's say, you know how like people are like, oh, do you eat dogs?
Yeah.
And people just say it like casually, and then like it's really offensive, you know, if you think of, I mean, not that I eat dogs or anything, but
Exactly.
like you won't go up to like a French person and be like, oh, do you eat, you know, horses or something?
Right.
And they'll be really offended, but they like think it's a joke and like just go over it casually, and like it's really annoying.
Yeah. I mean, that happened a lot when I was in the US. Like, my Chinese friend heard it a lot, and she was pretty much annoyed by it.
Yeah.
And yeah, this 13-year-old just, because she came to visit for winter break, and this 13-year-old just came and said, like, hi, nice to meet you and stuff. And he was like, oh, where are you from? She's like, China. And he said, oh, so you eat dogs? And I was like, get out of my face. What the hell?
Dude, like, not only that, like, people would just be like, let's say, oh, like, where are you from? I'll be like, oh, I'm from Korea. They're like, south or north? I'm like, where do you think
Yeah.
I'm from? Like, the west?
No.
It's like,
Yeah, that's, no, it's not okay. But I feel like a lot of stuff has been happening right now. I mean, there are so many incidents that are not reported and are not shown in the media, and it's really upsetting.
it's like every morning I wake up to, like, this news saying that, oh, this person was, like, you know, like, harassed or something. Like, even this morning I woke up to, like, this news saying, like these two women were, like, just harassed at San Francisco or something. I was like, this is fucking crazy.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean,
swear. I was like, anyways.
But I feel like, yeah, the media isn't doing anything to
Definitely.
support the movement. And I mean, single activists are also making videos, and actors, and a lot of organizations are trying to help the issue. But yeah, I mean, when I looked up the rise of anti-Asian racism recently, on YouTube,
1900%.
yeah,
I was like, what
yeah,
the fuck?
it jumped really quickly. And yeah, as you said earlier, people are just using it as an excuse, you know, just blaming Asian people for COVID or anything that they could find too.
Like, I kind of, not that I really understand it, but I kind of see where they come from, you know, because like China was the root of like COVID and then everything, but I feel like they're kind of just rationalizing it to like every Asian or like every like people that kind of look Chinese or something. I don't even know.
Yeah, I mean, not that it's okay to harm Chinese people for it,
Yeah,
but
definitely.
you know, yeah,
It's like the country's fault, like predominantly. It's not like the people who were doing that. I mean, yeah, but like it's the country that wasn't able to like control the people, but you can't like blame it on every single individual.
I mean, especially after former President Trump said that the Chinese virus, that really like.
You know how there's like the new strand of virus coming from UK?
Yeah.
People weren't calling it the UK virus
No.
or anything.
The Chinese virus. It's like
You
so
kidding me?
xenophobic, and I feel like that really fueled racism even more.
I mean, it wasn't wrong, but I feel like it wasn't the right thing to say at that time,
Exactly.
especially when people were getting like harassed so much about it.
Yeah, the Asian community in the U.S. has been really ignored during the pandemic, especially because they were so afraid to get out of their houses, and they couldn't like get any treatment or just go out to even buy masks or anything.
Exactly.
So yeah. Do you know any people that live in the U.S. that have experienced
Not
any kind of
that
racism?
much, but my sister that lives in Germany, she was in a tram once, and then she was wearing a mask, and I think like at that time, like I think it was like March or April, something like that. Then at that time, you know how like people didn't really wear masks.
Yeah.
And then she was wearing one, and then she was in the tram, and then this guy all of a sudden like started like yelling at her, being like, "Why the fuck are you wearing a mask?" Like his language, I think it was like Polish or something. I don't even know. And then like when the tram door closed, like he was just like banging on the window, like, you know, like low-key harassing her. And then like, yeah, just like even looking at that is see how much like
That's very upsetting.
It's really scary if you think about it.
It is, especially like it's your sister, so it's somebody that's close to you. And I mean, I know it's an international issue, not just like in the US, but it's been very present lately.
Yeah.
And I don't really know why after, I mean, I can't really understand why they do this, but you know, during the pandemic when it first started, I could see like people harassing Asian people and stuff, but like right now I don't see that there's any reason for it. It's just like the, I feel like people are even more upset right now about that COVID, like, you know, lockdown and everything. Still,
they're so pressed.
Yeah, and just like get their anger out on other people, like these.
And I feel like it kind of annoys me more because like they're like harassing innocent like old people that like kind of have nothing to do with their lives. Let's say they're like 60 to 70, and like they won't do that to their grandparents or something.
Exactly.
And they just go like pushing like these old Asian people like around on the streets, and it just like sickens me to see that.
And I see this 84-year-old that was murdered. Well, he was killed, and he was attacked in San Francisco. His name is Vicharatan Bhakti. I'm sorry, I don't know how to say his name.
Don't know how to say his name
I know you don't, because yeah. Anyway, I think his family has started a GoFundMe, so if anybody wants to check it out, and
Like,
yeah,
check links down below.
But anyway, what do you think? I mean, non-Asian people in the U.S. could do to help raise awareness about this?
I feel like honestly, obviously, I don't expect as much like people coming out to the streets or anything like Black Lives Matter or like things, but I just wish like, because I see like, let's say even my friends that are on social media used to like literally post like repost like 6 or 7 like Black Lives Matter posts like a day on their stories or something on Instagram, but then like when like these issues are rising, I just don't see anybody like talking about it as much as they used to do. And I feel like I'm not expecting that much, but like at least if they could do half of what they used to do for it, or like even just, you know, like talk about it to friends, or like just, you know, like raise awareness about what's happening, and like kind of realizing like something wrong is going on would be nice, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, some people don't even believe this is happening, and
Like,
yeah. Are you saying
especially
the
when
videos?
like some let's say white people will be like, oh, that's not true, but I'm like, you're not Asian.
Yeah,
No.
they're like, yeah, this has never happened to me, so it's
Like,
not like, okay, it's not gonna happen to you anyway.
I know. That's it.
But yeah, I feel like if people want to help, there is a page that's called Stop AAPI Hate, and people could report hate crimes against Asian people and like discriminatory acts. So I think that's a very good initiative, and people could go there and just report anything that you see in public, you know, that could help. And I will also put some links down below in the description.
Down below.
Down
Hit
below.
like button, subscribe.
You know, where you could just sign some petitions and donate. It would be nice.
It kind of sucks though, because it's like at the end of the day, like we have to be careful, not like them getting punished or anything.
Yeah,
So it
and
sucks.
I don't think any people that attacked these people in the U.S., especially right now, aren't being punished for what they're doing.
Definitely.
And I mean, this happened. Black Lives Matter was a very like I wouldn't say popular, but you know, it was very publicized, or at least like shown by the media and stuff, and a lot of people knew about it. So and even then they couldn't catch, or not catch, they did catch the people that were committing those, I mean, hate crimes, but they still weren't punished for what they did. And
I feel like at least like they were recognized, like, and that it was a problem, and like people started like being more interested in it, and then like trying to change something. But like even in this situation, I feel like people don't even really know about what's going on, you know, so.
I mean, I feel like even if they see it, it's just like, oh yeah.
It's just another story.
Yeah, exactly. And this is so sad because, I mean, anti-Asian racism isn't something new. It's been like there since, I don't know, probably like mid-19th century or something. I don't know. But, you know, I just feel like it hasn't, especially with the rise of it, it's like, I think Cynthia, she's like a co-founder of this Stop API hate website, and she said that more than 2,800 people have been like attacked since February, like just
That's
like
crazy.
What? It's still February, so it's like this month.
That is crazy, honestly.
Yeah.
And it's probably more than that because like a lot of cases probably wouldn't have been reported.
Yeah.
People probably didn't talk about it.
Just the cases that were reported, you know, like so there's still room
it's like
for
1 out of 4 Asians like were harassed, like, you know, after COVID or something, which is like kind of crazy if I think about it.
So I just hope that people could just educate themselves about the issue and try to educate their close friends and, you know, family about it. And try to be, you know,
considerate.
Considerate. Choose your vocabulary.
Exactly.
Don't just like, if you see something happen, and just at least try to report it. Or, I mean, I know a lot of people are afraid to like, you know, if they see something happen and they won't just like go and like stand up for the person, but
especially when you're like in a crowd, I feel like people tend to watch more and like, stand back and like see what's going on. Let's say like film on their phones, but like actually not help what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, filming on your phone is like not helping. I mean, like, if you're gonna document it, at least like call the police or something, and then
just, you know, provide help for them or something.
Exactly. So, yeah, I just hope this issue will be given more attention. I did look it up multiple times, and there's not a lot of articles or videos or anything on it. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you will also try to help this movement. Thank you for coming.
No problem.
Thank you for talking. Yeah, you're welcome.
Talk about this topic that's not really, you know, shown upon or like light up.
Just wanted to like, maybe YouTube is I don't know, platform where it could be a little bit more put out there and more people could know about it. So
definitely.
Yeah. Thank you for watching. Bye.
That was so weird.
I mean,
that actually did not go as bad as I thought.
I know.